Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Now, I don't know if this is even. I've literally got you balanced on the funniest thing right now. So I don't know if it's actually level. Maybe it is. How cute is this top, by the way? I bought this from Glassons and look at the back. It has this really cute little back. Sorry, little side note there. Welcome back to another video. It's been a hot minute since I've sat down and filmed a camp video. Now, all my videos recently have been kind of like Australia based, like vlogs, stuff like that. But I've had so many people messaging me, asking camp questions, asking when new camp videos are coming out. And I feel like I'm finally in a routine. I've been here for a month and a half now. If you're new to this, by the way, my name's Victoria. I'm living in Australia at the moment. I am from the UK. And yeah, I'm out in Sydney. So I've been here for about a month and a half. And I only just feel like I know I've been in a routine, but I feel like now I'm in a routine where I can get other stuff done other than just work and like seeing friends over here. I honestly have no idea why I feel like it's taken me this long to get into a routine like this, but I feel okay that I can get started with this stuff now. Shall I move a bit closer? I feel really far away and I don't know if this is level. It's really bugging me. I feel like it's not. Anyway, today's video is going to be a camp Q&A. Now, I had so many people messaging me some questions over the last couple of days, and I also put some on my Instagram story yesterday asking if you have any camp questions, drop them down below, and I had so many that I think this is going to be a 3-part video. I think I'm going to film it all in one go, but literally just split it into 3 and then just do like 3 different intros and outros, but it will be filmed in the same spot because I don't want this video to be like 3 hours long, and looking at these questions, it genuinely will be. Now, what's good, some of the questions that people asked actually sparked separate video ideas. So some people were asking about specific videos for returners, and I've had a few people messaging me this actually asking for specific videos about returning to camp, if the process is the same, how I found going back different summers, and that's like a lot of people were asking questions about that. So I'm going to put those into a separate video. Now, I still have, I think, maybe like 30 questions that are literally just camp related. Now, what I found is that even though I posted a lot of camp Q&As over the last year or so, people want to watch like relevant new videos, so videos that weren't made a year ago. So a lot of these questions you will find answers to in my other videos, but I did want to make new ones. And like I said in one of my videos before, when I was making my camp videos, I actually was basing it on going to camp like 3 years prior. I hadn't been recently. Obviously doing camp Q&As now, having gone to camp 3-4 months ago, it's all very relevant and it's a bit fresher in my mind. So this is actually quite good that I'm remaking a lot of these videos anyway. So yeah, it's going to be a camp Q&A. I am going to have to keep filming intros and outros because I am going to keep making them as different parts, because like I said, this video will be so long if not, and I want to do short videos. I'm maybe about 15 minutes. Imagine 3 15-minute videos, guys. Have you ever heard of it from me? No, you haven't, because that just doesn't happen. But yeah, I'm not going to ramble on too much. I'm going to jump straight into it. Quick fire all these questions off, talk about the ones in more detail that need more detail. But yeah, thank you for watching and I hope you enjoy. Okay, the first question I actually read on my Instagram replies was actually one that got me so excited myself, and this question is, how do you contain your excitement when camp seems so far away? This is coming from a first timer, and it's so nice to see that so many people are so excited so early on. And a lot of people in my summer camp community group over on Facebook, like that Facebook group is so active. So many people are asking questions, asking people going to the same camp as them, and it's so nice to see people doing all this process so early on. Now, I don't think I was hired until like March, the first time I went to camp, so having people being hired like October, November is so nice to see. And in terms of containing my excitement, I am honestly so excited. I think it helps for me being out, living in a different country, living in Sydney, working over here, because things are so exciting over here. Like, I have so much on, I'm so busy all the time. Now, this isn't really a question I can really answer because it's just more of like a statement about how excited I am and how excited I know so many of you guys are. But yeah, I can contain my excitement because I'm living an incredible life over here. But in the past, when I've just been like working back home in the UK, it has been hard, like so hard to actually focus on doing other things because I've just been so looking forward to camp. But honestly, it's gonna absolutely fly by, guys. It's gonna be Christmas before you know it, and then as soon as January hits, the countdown is virtually on. It's like a 5-6 month countdown for most people going to camp, which is so exciting. I actually can't. It's so exciting, guys. But yeah. Okay, next question is 25 too old? And I've had so many people message me asking me kind of what ages they think should go to camp, and there's really not an age limit. I have said in the main that my camp, especially, like I know a lot of camps are similar, we hire staff between the ages of around 18 to 26. You can go to camp and be older, but in the like, normally you would have to work in like a specialist area. In terms of being an in-bunk counsellor, you're normally between the ages of 18 and 26. So 25 is definitely not too old. I started going to camp when I was 19, and then I'm going to be 24, oh my god, I forgot how old I was then. I've just turned 24. So yeah, I'm going to be 24 going to camp next year, turning 25 the following October. So it's definitely not too old, and I've definitely seen a lot more people, especially coming through me, like are inquiring about working at Tyler Hill, that are a little bit older, like 23, 24, which is so nice to see, not just people that are 18 and 19. It's nice to see that people are just trying to do it. I don't know whether people have seen my videos and have wanted to do it, and it's kind of like inspired them, because a few people have messaged me saying that I've given them like the push to go and apply, and they thought that maybe it wasn't for them, or maybe they were too old. And it's so nice that people are doing that, because there's not a limit on age. And when you go to camp, you could be best friends with like an 18-year-old and be 25. Like, that's completely normal. Age doesn't matter, and it's so nice that you can come together and be in a place where it's kind of like a judgment-free zone. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can just go and be silly and have fun and be crazy and be a kid again at whatever age. So definitely not too old. Oh, this next question, it really got me thinking, and it is, what is something about camp that isn't appreciated enough? And I really don't know. I feel like you do take it for granted when you're there, how much of a close-knit community it is, and how many amazing people you meet, and how those people will be in your life forever. And I think in the moment you do take it for granted, and towards the last few weeks of camp you can be like, oh, like I'm really ready to go home now, I'm ready to travel, I'm ready to see my family and friends back home. And those little things aren't appreciated enough. Like, you will look back on your summer and be like, oh, I just wish I was in the dining hall dancing on the tables again with all my campers, all my counsellors, or I wish I was swimming in the lake or doing something crazy, like some little activity, or just like you miss little things like being in the bunk and having like late night chats and just talking absolute nonsense. So it's the little things you definitely, I feel like, aren't appreciated fully until you leave. And then when you're at home, you're like, oh, I would do anything to just have that moment again. So it's little things like that. So definitely when you go, try not to take any moment for granted, I think is a big piece of advice for me, because like you say, you will look back and be like, oh, all I want to do is just experience that moment again. But yeah. Okay, next question is, did you get an American SIM card? Now, I actually didn't, because the SIM card that I use allows me to just use my normal data, calls, minutes whilst in America, so it's perfect for me. I don't think you can get this package anymore. You can get it, but it costs more to use it abroad. Because I signed up like 3 or 4 years ago now, I'm still able to use the package that I like signed a contract for. But if you do want to look at getting an American SIM card, they're very easy to use, very easy to get, and you can just top them up and use them as you go. You really don't go on your phone enough to, I think more for traveling you need to have a SIM card. Whilst at camp, I don't really think, I know people like Meg and Sally, my 2 best friends at camp, insert here, they didn't get a SIM card. I don't think the whole summer. I don't think they even got one when they were traveling, and there was a time when they were traveling together and neither of them had a SIM card, so it was a little bit of a stress. But whilst at camp, you'll have Wi-Fi in like staff areas for when you've got time off to use your phone, and when you go out for time off, you're in places that rarely have signal anyway, so even if you did have a SIM card, you can't use it. I found that when we go to Skinner's, which was a place like we'd spend most of our days off, it was in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by a big lake, and we just sit in the sun, and you wouldn't be able to use your phone anyway. So it really depends. Like, you can get one really cheap and you can just top it up so you have it to use as and when, because it is nice to have, like if you get up early in the morning and you just want to give someone a call back home, like it is nice to have. But I didn't get one, but you definitely can. Okay, this is a really good question actually, and Ellie, one of the girls that I go to camp with, asked me this question, and she said, did you find following your bunk difficult? Should you stick to one age group? And what she means by this, in case that doesn't really make much sense, is I started with my girls when they were freshman A back in 2018, moved up with them for their freshman B summer, and then went back with them this following year for their junior summer. And she's kind of asking, do you think it's a good idea to move up with your kids, or should you stay with a specific age when you kind of get used to working with that age? And this is completely personal preference. I could not think of going with any other age group other than my girls. I'm going to put a little photo of me and my girls here, because I just can't think of spending the summer with anyone else, like honestly. But I do know people that enjoy staying with an age group. Like if you really enjoy working with the younger kids or the older kids, some people want to stick with that age group and just have new kids come through, and that's completely up to you. For me personally, I am going to stick with these girls literally long term, ideally until they finish. Like I want to see them through their freshman A to their CIT summer. Even though I missed a few obviously because of COVID, I want to try and go through and see them into their CIT summer. That would be amazing. But yeah, I haven't found it difficult at all. I find that the relationships you make with them the initial year, it's nice going back and having that relationship already there. And I know that a lot of first timers that came to camp this year from my camp are really excited about going back and seeing their kids again and having those relationships already like built and formed. So yeah, it's completely up to you really. It's going to be like one of those things that you kind of will get there and you'll know if you kind of want to mix it up a little bit, you want to go with a different age group or a different group of kids, you will kind of know. But for me, I'm sticking with my girls all the way to the end. Okay, next question is, am I going back to camp next year? And I am. I'm super, super excited. I don't know if I can talk about this in this video. I've literally just been talking to one of my best friends from camp, and it's about new job roles. Now, oh, I don't think I can say, but yes, I am going back to camp next year. I'm so excited. I'm switching my job role up a little bit, which I'm super excited about. I think I have spoke about this. I don't know, I really don't know, but yeah, I'm really excited. I'm so excited, but yes, I'm going back to camp. Okay, next question is, what was the scariest part about going? And I think for me, the scariest part was just that I went on my own. My first summer, I flew out with my mum to New York, and she just put me on a bus to camp by myself. I think the scariest part was the unknown, and that I didn't know anyone the other end. Now, what is different I've found about the last few years I've been to camp is that a big community is formed before even getting to camp. So we do like loads of Zoom calls now, like we have group chats that people are just really active in, and people talk and you make friends before you even go. And that's what I didn't have my first year. I think I just didn't really put myself out there. I don't think I went on any of the Zooms. I didn't join any of the Facebook groups really, apart from the main Facebook group. So I was just like scared. I didn't know anyone there really. I made friends like straight away and made amazing connections, but I think the travel to camp as well was definitely the scariest part for me, because I didn't have anyone with me. I didn't know anyone the other end. But it's so different this time. Like, I found that just in the past few years it has changed massively in terms of, I mean, I think it's always been there. I just think my first year I just didn't do it, but camps make a massive effort with making you. So my camera actually just died, so I've just put it on charge and I'm back. Now I've got to try and remember what I was just saying. Oh, I think I was talking about what was the scariest part, I think, of like going to camp. I just said that obviously like now it's different, that I find that camps just put loads of effort into making sure that you feel really comfortable really early on. You know people, you know what to do, you know what to expect, and that just helps ease the process. I don't find that now that is really a scary thing to worry about, because even for Tyler Hill, like we have a group chat with all of the staff coming and everyone's chatting, everyone's getting to know each other, and it just means that when you get to camp you have like a friendly face or a friendly name, and you know of that person. Oh yeah, we spoke about this like on the group chat, we had this Zoom call, we did this, and it just eases the whole thing, makes it so much easier. So yeah, for me that was the scariest part. But again, the unknown in general, like you can watch so many videos and research so many things and still not fully know what to expect when you go to camp. So it's one of those, it's just the unknown. I kind of find that quite exciting now, but it completely depends. But yeah, that for me was probably the scariest part. Okay, next question is, how much would you spend after camp when traveling? Now, I did a whole video on this separately. I'll leave that link down below if you want to watch that. And I went through everything we spent, how much it was, and this will completely depend. You can do it so much cheaper than the way that I did it. I travelled with a big group of people, and we kind of wanted to spend a little bit more in certain places, like treat ourselves at certain times. We did like a lot of activities, and we did travel for a long time. I don't plan on really travelling around America for a couple of years at least now. I feel pretty done with it. I feel like I'm pretty set, and I've got my American travel fix secured for now until the next time I want to go somewhere else. But I can't remember exactly how much we spent. It was quite a bit, but I know people that travelled on a budget and it was definitely doable. But I would say go and check that video out, because I don't want to say a price and then it'd be wrong in this video. But yeah, it's not bad, and you don't have to travel for the whole 4 weeks. You could travel for 2 weeks, you could do 1 week, you could do the whole 4. It's really up to you. You can definitely do it on a budget, or you can do it more expensive if you want to. Okay, next question was, did you have to make a video for your application? Now, I applied to camp like 5 years ago now, and I didn't actually have to do a video for my application. I don't know when this came in, whether it was something you had to do and I just for some reason didn't. I don't know, but I would just like try and put yourself out there in these videos. Try and make it short but sweet. I wouldn't do too lengthy of a video, because I feel like that can kind of be a bit over the top and maybe people can lose interest. Again, I don't really know how it works, but I try and do something short and sweet, just a couple of minutes, really showcase yourself, showcase what you can offer, what you do, and yeah, try and go from there. Okay, I'm going to round up this part of the video now before I forget, and I keep going through all these questions and I haven't done outros. But yeah, I think that's probably maybe like 10-ish questions I did there. These videos are going to come out pretty soon within each other, maybe like every couple of days, just so it's kind of like part 1, part 2, part 3. It's not like weeks later. Like I say, now that I'm on top of my routine and getting things done, I've got the time that I've put aside to work all this out. So yeah, that was our little camp Q&A part 1. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in part 2.